Hi Kurt, I know it's been about a week since we met last. I kind of want to just review what happened last session. I know last session we talked about your relationship with Mike and how Mike was kind of trying to get you to get into some bad influences and drugs and stuff like that. And you were pretty positive last time we talked about kind of getting rid of Mike and kind of putting that friendship behind you and moving forward. I did recommend completing a journaling assignment. Were you able to kind of journal down some thoughts that you had throughout the week?
No, I forgot.
That's okay, no problem there. Really in the journal we were just kind of looking at maybe if your perspective might change on Mike or if maybe he did something significant you wanted to mention, so no worry there. How have your interactions been with Mike? We can just kind of discuss it rather than journaling. Have they changed? Are they the same?
No, they're definitely still the same. I definitely am just feeling really uncomfortable with that relationship and how much he's changed. And I'm still feeling like that's something that I need to move past now in my life.
So you're really having that difficult time kind of in the middle with, you had a great relationship with him when you're younger, but now you're kind of moving forward with your life while he's maybe stuck in some stuff he shouldn't be into. So it's really been a difficult time for you.
Yeah, I just feel like, first of all, I feel really uncomfortable because he's into things that I don't want to be part of.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also feeling kind of, I don't know, like I feel like I'm losing part of my family.
Mm-hmm.
He's like a brother to me. I mean, he's been part of my life for like 10 plus years. So, I mean, that's a really hard thing to walk away from. And I feel like I'm kind of just stuck in the past and like stuck on who he used to be. And I don't really know how to let that go because I just want him to be the way that he was.
So what I'm hearing, and I just kind of want to clear up, is that you feel like Mike has been a sibling to you, really, for your whole life, and it's difficult kind of moving forward and having those memories with him, but understanding that at this point in your life, it's probably best if you and Mike steer clear of each other.
Yeah, I mean, I know that that's the way that we need to go, but I don't really know how to take the next step and do that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know last session we talked a lot about kind of who your good friends are. So maybe instead of focusing on the relationship we had with Mike, we want to focus on those positive relationships that maybe can help us kind of, like I said, move in that right direction and move away from these bad influences. So do you have anybody in mind that would be a really good friend that you could see kind of filling this role of best friend or brother?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just hard to think about, like, replacing Mike, because whereas, like, I have Sean, who, like, I really relate to about sports, and then there's Kyle, and, like, we just really get along well, and, like, have a good time and, like, laugh about a lot of stuff, but, like, Mike and I were able to do, like, a little bit of everything together, so I feel like where with my other friends I have people I can go to for different things. Mike was like my go-to for everything.
So Mike kind of was all of these friends kind of put in one, and a multi-purpose. He was there for everything, the good and the bad.
Yeah, and he was there for like so long.
Yeah. So I see that you have Mike there for a while, and it is really disappointing that we have to move past that friendship. And like I said last time, you were pretty sure that is what you want to do. Is that still something you're interested in, or are you kind of maybe thinking more about mending this relationship?
No, I don't really think that it's something that we can mend because I know that I can't change who he is. He's going to make his decisions, and that has to be what it has to be. So I definitely think that it's something that I need to move on from. I just don't really know how to.
Mm-hmm.
But I know that that is the approach that I want to take.
Okay. Well, I think now you're doing a great job kind of realizing that Mike is really bringing in some bad hobbies, and he's really going in the wrong direction. So I commend you for kind of sticking to your ground. Last time we talked, we were interested in kind of making those changes and maybe moving forward with those other friendships that you could possibly build upon while having Mike as a memory. So you talked about Kyle and John. Is there any good characteristic you can think of that they specifically would be there to kind of help you with this issue with Mike?
I mean, they weren't ever really people who hung out with Mike, so, like, I don't know if they fully understand, but I mean, I could definitely try and talk to them and see if they would be, like, supportive and helpful. And I mean, there's, like, Sean and I will always, like, go play hockey or, like, throw the football around, so, I mean, like, we could definitely, that's, like, something that would help get my mind off of things and not be, like, doing bad stuff with Mike,
So last time we talked, I remember mentioning to you kind of some of my own personal experiences with having these friends that once you're in this kind of stage where you kind of spread ways, and I know from personal experience that I think reaching out to those friends, sometimes you don't expect them to be as helpful as they are, but kind of reaching out might help you, and they might surprise you. I know, like I said, one of my friends did the same thing. I didn't expect her to kind of be there for me, and then once I confided in her, it was a great relationship, and we're still friends today. So I know it's difficult, but just something to think about. So what do you think your next step is with Mike?
I feel like I just have to kind of rip off the Band-Aid and have a hard conversation and be like, I can't do this anymore, like, we're not on the same page, and I'm not interested in doing the things that you want to do, and that's okay, and just trying to make him not be mad at me for making that decision for myself.
Right, so I see that you're willing to have this tough conversation. So moving forward, I know our session today is kind of coming to a close, but moving forward, I think something maybe we could touch upon next session is maybe if you've had that conversation, kind of how it went, or if next session comes and you're still really hesitant, maybe we can help you kind of work through some of those hesitations. But today's session I think was great. I think we got some of those feelings that maybe open up kind of the pathway to talk to Kyle and Sean, or maybe other friends you may have, and maybe depend on them a little bit, kind of lean on them and see if they have any helpful tips. Maybe they have some experiences. Like I said, next session we'll come back and kind of review what we talked about today, but thank you for coming.
Thanks.